It's time for the Larry H. Miller Utah Summer Games at Southern Utah University in Cedar City. Register today to participate in the 40th anniversary season of a Utah sports tradition at utahsummergames.org. Participate in over 50 sports around the state. Then plan to join the opening ceremonies Friday, June 5th, presented by State Bank of Southern Utah. Register today to participate in the 40th anniversary season of the Larry H. Miller Utah Summer Games. Looking for music that lifts your spirit and fills your heart? Experience the powerful sound of the Tabernacle Choir at Temple Square. Now streaming on all your favorite music platforms. Find the Tabernacle Choir on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Amazon Music, and Pandora. Let the music of the Tabernacle Choir at Temple Square inspire you today and every day. Whether you're at home, in the car, or on the go, enjoy the beauty of their world-renowned sound anytime. The Tabernacle Choir at Temple Square, streaming now.
It's time to get your morning started with the news you need to know.
News update.
This is what's trending with DJ and PK. Hashtag NBA.
Mitchell steps left, 3-ball. Bang! Donovan Mitchell with a step left three. Makes it 102-90. 24 for Mitchell. Down to the block, pivots, now falls away. Tough two, off glass, no. Rudy offensive rebound, put back the slam follow. Boy, it looked like Jokic fouled him too.
I hope he's our coach next year. You want my opinion? I think not. Just because it just feels like that. It felt like that was it. I also hope I'm on this team next year. We also don't know that. And man, if it was, what a run it's been.
There's Draymond Green talking about the Warriors' future. Steve Kerr's contract has ended. He is a coaching free agent. Will he come back? And Draymond acknowledging he could be gone as well because he's expensive and he's not what he was. All these runs come to an end, PK, and the Warriors have already been splitting things up. Looks like there could be even more coming in the offseason.
Well, yeah, it came to an end 3 years ago.
Now they're just playing out the string in the contract.
Yeah, they're 35 and 47. What the hell are we talking about them for?
Because we just played the Draymond Green bite. The games you heard before that, Donovan Mitchell, 30 points. Cleveland beats Toronto again, 115-105. They're up 2-0. The other series went 1-1 last night as Minnesota beat Denver, and Atlanta rallied late to beat the Knicks. C.J. McCollum going for 32 points, and the Knicks let it get away in the end.
Yeah, home court, it's a big deal.
We'll see if they can turn it around now as they hit the road for 2 games and get one of their own.
It's amazing that the better team always wins.
The better team always wins? No upsets in 7.
Is it an upset if the team has 4 wins and you have 3? I mean, I don't think it's an upset.
Ant-Man came back from a pretty quiet first game. He had 30 points, 10 rebounds, and leads the Timberwolves to a 119-114 win over Denver. We got more games tonight. The Celtics blew out the Sixers in Game 1. They'll try to make it 2-0, and the Spurs and Lakers also trying to go up with 2-0 over the Blazers and the Rockets. That's the NBA Hoops tonight. DJ and PK.
Hashtag NFL.
My first reaction was just, it's really good to kind of get some good talent in the room to kind of give a little spark in that room, to kind of see a competitive edge and from those guys to really lock in and to, do what we're expecting them to do, which is to come in and, to be that guy. And, we need that one guy for this team. So I'm definitely excited for that room, excited to see what those guys have in store for us in training camp.
That's Justin Jefferson, star wide receiver in Minnesota. Asked about Kyler Murray or J.J. McCarthy, those two expected to battle for the starting quarterback job. So a lot of people have a blunt assessment, and he said that, but did he really say anything? Just let those two guys play it out, and he didn't pick one. He's been working with McCarthy, so there'll be a quarterback competition. I didn't find that as controversial as everybody else.
Everybody found that as controversial?
Well, I've seen it written multiple places.
Oh,
so I don't know.
Brandon
You're right. Everybody,
today?
I did not assess all 350 million Americans.
I think it was just an off-season statement. I didn't think anything of it.
Fred Warner, San Francisco 49ers captain, back to 100% health. The former BYU Cougar on the field as the team opened their offseason training camp. He had a season-ending ankle injury in October, but he is back. Obviously, a big piece of that Niner defense. High hopes for those guys. Seattle and L.A. finished ahead of them in the division, but those might have been the only two teams in the conference who were better than them. But that's who they ran into, so that ended things for them. And it's official, Brandon Aubrey, highest paid kicker in NFL history, 4 years, $28 million. And he has made a half dozen 60-yard field goals. Quite the weapon for Dallas. Just get somewhere across midfield just a little bit, and he can get you 3 points.
Good for them. Good for him. Way to get that money.
DJ and PK.
Hashtag college football.
Indiana defensive coordinator Brian Haynes responding to Alabama quarterback Ty Simpson's comments about their Rose Bowl matchup. Simpson said Indiana's defense was complex, and they do the same thing every down, so when I got the ball, I knew exactly what was going to happen. They just didn't mess up, bro. They were in the exact spot they were supposed to be. They were so well coached. Final score is not enough, I guess. Got to have something to say afterwards. Haynes took to social media to say, adorable. We also saw everything they were doing on every single snap. It's just that we exploited those cues and didn't get frozen and crushed by them. Indiana won the game 38-3. Do you care months later, PK?
About what?
Oh, about these two firing off on each other.
I think social media is a dumb place to have disputes and arguments. I would advise all 360 million to stay away from that. It just doesn't go the way you think it would. One of the things that I promise you is that person A will not change person B's mind, and vice versa. It's a waste of time.
Just screaming at a wall. DJ and PK.
This year, experience the NHL playoffs your way. Want to watch a single, do or die Game 7, a full week of heavy-hitting back-and-forth series? Then check out Sling's 1, 3, and 7-day passes. Watch the Chase for the Cup on ESPN and TNT, starting as low as $4.99. No long-term contracts or overpaying. Just live hockey at home or when you want it. Sling lets you do that. Visit sling.com to learn more.
Hashtag Major League Baseball.
And that is hammered down the left field line. Ball is hooking. If it stays fair, it's gone. It's a fair ball and a home run. A 2-homer game for Isaac Paredes. His first 2 homers of the season. And the Astros lead is 9-2.
And this one is drilled deep to right field. Heading back, it is gone. It's another home run for Dalton Rushing. Can you believe this kid? His second of the game, his 7th of the year. It is a 2-run shot. The Dodgers lead it 12-2.
And the Dodgers go on to win 12-3, the final score. The big news for the Dodgers, their closer, Edwin Diaz. Some type of loose bodies floating in his elbow. He'd had some pain. He's going to have surgery to remove whatever is floating around in there. And he'll be back sometime, they're saying, in the second half of the season, which is a pretty big target window. But I guess if they have him back for the playoffs and he's back in top form, that'll be good enough.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. Look what they couldn't do when they didn't have him the last 2 years. I don't know how they're going to survive.
How are they going to push through? How will they stay afloat? Without a blowout win over the Rockies, they are already 10 games over 500, and they got the best record in baseball.
All right, standings, boy.
Yeah. Also in there, you heard the Astros pummeling the Guardians 9-2. Houston off to a terrible start, but they had a pretty good run, so I guess it's time to struggle a little bit and rebuild for them. And the Athletics, who've been rebuilding forever, are over 500 here early in the year. They beat the Mariners in Seattle 6-4. You got a favorite in that division? A future division for the Utah, whatever they're going to be called. Utah Outlaws or Utah whatevers, I don't know. But
they're going to be in the AL West?
Well, if they don't redo baseball, I think that makes the most sense. If they get rid of the leagues or do 8-team divisions, then, who knows?
But you assign them that division, and now you think that's their division.
If they go to 8 4-team divisions, I think that's what makes the sense. I think it makes the most sense.
Okay, well,
it makes a hell of a sense.
You assign them the division as if it were a fact.
The AL West with Seattle, the Mariners, and the Angels, and the Athletics in Vegas, and Utah. We'll see. I mean, they don't even officially have a team yet, so, cart before the horse, though. Salt Lake Bees are in Vegas to open a 6-game series. First pitch set for 8 o'clock. Coverage on The Zone begins at 7:50. Tony Parks on the call. DJ and PK.
#golf.
The official announcement, we were talking about this weeks ago, that the PGA wouldn't be going back to Hawaii, and there's the official announcement. The Hawaii tour events will not be on the schedule. Might see a senior tour event added out there to keep something going, but we're going to reshape the PGA Tour, so no season opener in Maui and no week 2 on Oahu. It's all history now as they reshape and reform the PGA Tour.
Yeah, I don't like it.
The tradition was cool. It was fun.
I view it as bowl games. If I want to watch it, I'll watch it. But if it's not happening, I can't watch it.
Yeah.
So that first week of January, get a little postseason or post-Christmas season hangover. Get golf on TV, brighten up your day a little bit, knowing that it's still several months away where you live, if you live in a colder area. And now it's taken away. You're taking away my hope of spring. You're taking away the joy of Kapalua, where I have played, very few PGA courses where I've played. I'm grateful I went over and covered it a couple years back. Little did I know that it wouldn't be around anymore.
You walking around tracking down Tony Finau, chatting him up.
Did talk to him after he was done, yeah, for sure. My wife gave him bones while he was playing.
It was a cool event, and they didn't have massive crowds, and you could get much closer. You've been to other events, obviously Phoenix and in California.
I have been to those, yes. And this one, you could get pretty close to them for sure, yeah.
Yeah. That was one of the things cited. It was expensive. They had to ship a bunch of stuff over there, although they seem to be awash in money right now. But they've got this whole theory that less is more, and by making themselves less available, there's going to be more attention on them. So these are the first 2 tournaments to go away, more to follow.
And that was one time my buddy was over there, and I'm sitting at home. He's there, and I forget who he wanted to follow. Dustin Johnson or somebody. So he's texting me, and I'm texting him back where he needs to go, because I can see where Dustin Johnson is on the course, and he's not sure which hole. I know which hole because I could see it, and plus I've been there numerous times, and because I covered 3 Maui invitationals and played there all the time when I was there. Played with Bill Marcroft, Bruce Woodbury from the Legends who worked at University of Utah, and so I'm familiar with the course also. So I was texting him where he needed to go and where he needed to turn to be able to get there, and then he said, because there's so few people there, that Rory gave him bones, that Rory was coming off the green, and he's standing there, and Rory extended his fist. A reverse bones.
Rory was seeking him out.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
I can't continue without you.
Several years back. So then when somebody does that, then you become a fan of them. I mean, if you're even not already, you become more of a fan.
Those tournaments had really found their niche the last time they reorganized, 20, 25 years ago, whatever it was. As the NFL season got longer and they tried to find dates and times, they were playing those 2 in prime time, thanks to the time difference with Hawaii. But now the NFL has evolved, so they're playing more primetime games with bigger playoff series and moving games later. So PGA Tour just basically giving up in January. They will start things in February going forward. DJ and PK.
#NHL.
He gets this one. Evers Martin. He scores! This one counts. Jordan Martin wins it in overtime.
the net for Podkolzin in front. Scores! Kasperi Kapanen has given the Oilers a 4-3 lead.
Edmonton comes from behind to beat Anaheim. They win Game 1 in that playoff series 4-3. Game 2's Dallas beat Minnesota 4-2, so that series is 1-1. Philly beat Pittsburgh to go up 2-0, and Carolina over Ottawa 3-2 in overtime. Carolina up 2-0 as well. And Game 2 coming tonight for the Utah Mammoth in Las Vegas. The Vegas Golden Knights taking Game 1. The puck will drop tonight at 7:30. Pre-game show at 6:30 here on The Zone. A little anticipation, PK. See how they answer back. See how they crank things up. The nature of a playoff series. Somebody does something, and you got to figure out how to respond, how to tweak your game so you can up everything a notch.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, 7-game series are basically short stories, and there's going to be stories and subplots within that, and the ebb and flow of all that stuff. Unless some team is just wildly better than the other, and that does happen, particularly in the early rounds, especially in the NBA. I think we're going to see that here. But in this situation, where they tell us there's not that big of a variance, and the Vegas people themselves expect it to be a long series. Hopefully for them it's not. Hopefully for the Utah Mammoth, they want to win the next 4, obviously, but it's probably not going to happen. So that's where the intrigue comes in, and you get together, and they're like little 2-week short stories in a season long of stories and a postseason long, depending on how far you can go. So absolutely, I'm interested to see. And then one player tells the other, I'm going to get you, I'm going to kill you. So I don't know if Undertaker should be available tonight.
Yes, absolutely. Undertakers. Get them on hand. Get the cops. Get all the private eyes. Let's do it. That game tonight's on ESPN2 at 7:30. Over on ESPN, the other Western Series at 8 o'clock will be the Kings and the Avalanche. I guess one of these short stories to follow here, it's unavoidable now, is Vegas with this late coaching change, and they're undefeated because all these predictions of a long series and, 2-2 after 4, it ought to go at least 6 and all that kind of stuff. That's all based on, hey, Utah won 2 of the 3 in the regular season, but Vegas earned more points in the regular season, but only by 3 or 4 more points. So everything screams this ought to be pretty even. Except Vegas has been a different team since they switched coaches.
Yeah, and I think the goaltender too coming back. So whereas the Mammoth have been pretty much the same the whole time, and Vegas has had multiple changes. Yeah. You mentioned at the bench, and then over there. Between the pipes, as they say, so that could make a difference. Remains to be seen. Those are plots to follow.
Earlier games in the East, one of the plots to follow is Canadian teams don't tend to win the Stanley Cup anymore. Can somebody break through one of their teams? And Montreal with a playoff opening win facing Tampa Bay again. After winning on the road in Florida, they'll try to do it again. And the Bruins and Sabres haven't been in the playoffs for 15 years. They had a thrilling comeback with 4 goals in 7 minutes to win Game 1. So they'll play Game 2 on ESPN. And the Canadians are on ESPN2, and hopefully that game won't go too long and push the Mammoth game or overlap with the start of it. All right, that's the hockey coming up tonight. We've got more on the Game 2 in the playoff series with the Mammoth and the Vegas Golden Knights. Coming up later this morning, we will talk with Mike Folte. Utah Mammoth radio voice will join us at 9:30. Brian Dunseth will be here at 9 o'clock. Apple TV MLS analyst, former RSL player and broadcaster, to talk about Messi coming to town tomorrow night. And Steve Cleveland, former BYU basketball coach, talking NBA playoffs at 8 o'clock. DJ and PK, the question of the day is next. Stay with us.